Hey there, Chubs fans! I don't know why, that just amuses me to do that. Hey everybody, welcome to Chubs Gone Wild, number 377, recorded on January 18th, 2021. It is currently 72 degrees and super windy outside of the Chubs Gone Wild studios.
In January.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. 72 and super windy. Ah! I just saw a ghost in your house. That was so weird. Oh,
Okay, just keep talking.
Anyway, it is currently 286 days till Halloween, 341 days till Christmas, 27. So that's 27 days until Valentine's Day. And of course, 2 days, just 2 more days until President Biden. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm just not looking forward to anything else that might happen on those days across our wonderful country.
Right. So do you think anything's going to happen, or do you think that's just a lot of
hot air? I think there's probably going to be a little something here and there, probably in Portland, because Portland seems to be where they all go weird. But I think I'm hoping that there'll be enough response in place that it'll detour. But there's got to be idiots. There's going to be idiots. So anyway, hoping for the best though. All right. Well, let's see. Today we celebrate elementary school teachers, maintenance. Yeah, and high maintenance. That would be us. Also, it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So everybody, it is a holiday.
Not for everybody, but it is a holiday.
And it should damn well be for everybody. I can't still believe that. And Cesar Chavez Day is still not a real holiday for everybody.
Well, it's just because there's too many holidays.
It's more like there's too many bigots in the world. Anyway, moving on. This is also the National Day of Service. We celebrate gourmet coffee, Peking Dick, or Peking Duck, depending on how you pronounce it.
No one pronounces it wrong.
Oh, okay. Theosaurus and Winnie the Pooh Day. You ever get poo stuck in your hole? Winnie the Pooh, he got stuck in Rabbit's hole. It's okay. All right. Well, with that look, I shall move on.
You never want to talk about poo, and now here you are talking about poo.
Well, Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, do you ever have poo stuck in your hole? Really? Really? That's where you want to go today? Because we can go there.
Well, he got stuck in a hole. There was a whole book about it. And they had to push him through.
I like that, the one with where they did it with the gay bear, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What was the name of that?
I don't remember, but I do remember, was it by...
Oh, it was Queer Duck.
Yes! That was really funny, actually.
It was. I'm surprised they didn't do more of them.
Yeah, Bipolar Bear. I think the show that it was attached to got canceled or something. I don't remember.
Well, canceled in the new cancel culture because it was fucking hilarious.
It was.
Remember, he got his head stuck in the hole and everybody came by and kept servicing him?
Yes. Yeah. Oh. All right. Hey, Patreon offers, folks, a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And you can become a patron for as little as $1 a day over at patreon.com/MattBurlingame. And we love our current patrons: Quentin, Fine, Nick, Sausage from the Universe, Timothy, Eric, Juan Carlos, Brothers and Natives, Phoenix Dave, and Moose P. Thank you. That is all. All right. Well, let's wish some people a happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Starting with Mason, Michael, Dan, Max, Patrick. Oh, our little old our stage hand, our stage manager Patrick. That was very sweet. Oh my goodness, it's my friend Shafina's birthday today! Yay! Definitely need to reach out to her. I sent her a little birthday card. She's my friend. Anyway, today is also we remember a very amazing former podcaster named Special Delivery Mark. He passed away probably about 5 years ago now, but he was a very, very dear friend to all of us and part of the Freak Network. So we send a lot of love out to his memory. Okay. Also, let's see. Here we go. Okay. Also to Brimington, Mitch, Vicky, Jimmy, Stacy, Linda, all of that wonderful Amrins Arthur over in the New Zealand. Also John Zell, Sean, Kevin, John, David, that blue jeans guy, and Augie. So happy birthday, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. All righty. Where are we at now?
What's going on? Why is your face lighting up like that?
Different windows as I'm closing things out. It casts a different hue on my beauty.
Okay.
So you can enjoy me in multiple shades.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Hey, you got any chub hugs you want to send out?
Well, I sent chub hugs out to all those people right now who are suffering from allergies in the middle of January in the Sacramento region, because we've got winds gusts over 40, 50 miles an hour. It's ripping apart people's, like coverings and tarps in their backyard. And I can't wait to find out what's in the pool, basically. And when I go out there, then I'm going to be even more miserable, because I'm really a bad allergy person for allergies, even though I'm medicated constantly, and I mean on allergy pills
as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like to send some chub hugs out to just about anybody that needs it right now. I'm telling you, it was another one of those days yesterday where it seemed like every time that I went onto Facebook, it was just scrolling death, hospital, family member in tragic, pet gone. It's just like one of those constant where I just kind of had to say, you know what, no social media for now. Yeah, so everybody who needs it, I'm sending you a chub hug. So, and with that, let's get into what Tom's been up to.
Well, actually, it's weird. Okay, I don't want that. I want something else. Changing pages here.
Oh, look, your who changed. It's nice.
Let's see. One nice thing was that we finally started getting back television, like network television. So we had a new American Housewife and The Connors, Superstore. There's a new show called Mr. Mayor with Ted Danson that's super fun. It's actually super funny. This last episode was they were trying to put in a trash, because he's the mayor of Los Angeles. So they wanted to put a trash, like a recycling trash area in Bel Air. And so they had actual celebrities like John Legend's wife and David Spade and Andy McDowell. And they were like very celebrity, their problems. And it's like, well, we can't have one of those here because, we don't even have trash. I don't even know why we would have trash. We have no trash, so we don't need one of these things. and then, but it was super funny. And then I watched a new one called, let's see, what is it? Call Your Mother. This is with Kira Sedgwick. It's on after The Connors, and it wasn't very good. Well, it's not that it wasn't very good. It's okay. Mom, empty nester mom. She's single, and her kids moved to Los Angeles, and they're not talking to her. So she decides to move to Los Angeles to be with her kids. and this
Wow.
is the show. I mean, how boring recycled can you get?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it was just that way. It's not that it wasn't. Well, I didn't like anybody. They had a dog that was really cute in it. It was like a golden. But otherwise, it was pretty. And I'm sorry, but Call Me Cat, which is the Miranda
It is the
American
U.S.
version.
version of Miranda, starring, and it not only stars
Mia,
Blossom.
Mia,
I,
Mia
yes, Mayim
Burrell,
Bialik.
that's
That's
her.
the one. But it also has Cheyenne Jackson and Swoozie Kurtz and Leslie Jordan, and it is produced by
Well, Miranda.
no,
She's one.
well, yes, but no, it's actually also produced by, and his name just left me, Jim Parsons.
Oh,
He
okay.
is a producer on it. And let me tell you, since we're talking about this, I was going to talk about it in my week, but well, since we're talking about it now, um, I have watched the 3 episodes that were there. I held out kind of a high hope. Um, and the thing is I think Mayim Bialik is wonderfully suited for this part. I love Leslie Jordan. I love her. She does really well. I think everybody else is completely miscast. I don't they don't get along. Her Swoozie Kurtz should not be in that role. They're throwing in people to try to fill out a cast that it doesn't need to be filled out. I think that they need to cut the cast, they need to recast, and they need to actually pump up the storyline a little bit because you're looking at somebody who's kind of a crazy character, but we just walk into, oh, crazy character, and have no idea who the hell she is. So yeah, and I know you don't like the waving part at the end, which I will actually say in the British version I like, because it's like, hey, we just completed this little stage thing, yay. I'm not so much a fan of it in this one. It's kind of like at the end, it's just kind of like, all right, you're just doing this because the original did it. There's no point to it.
Well, that's how I felt about the original version. But enough with that. The fact is, the show's almost unwatchable. With a very talented cast, it's almost unwatchable.
Yeah, and I've watched it through twice now, and I'm sad. I'm sad because I think that actually they have a good gem of an idea here, and I think Leslie and Mayim are great. I even like Cheyenne Jackson, although I'm not feeling any chemistry between the two of them.
Well, we haven't seen him with
But
the
I
shirt
don't.
off yet.
Well, that's true. But I mean, he's fucking hot, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't feel any use for the other characters, and
Well, it's not
Swoozie
even for
completely
me. It's not even
miscast.
that. It's just not funny.
Well, and that too. There are moments that are fun, like the moments that she has a cat cafe. That's funny, but yeah, it's just not. They need to completely fix this, or it's gonna just go. It's gonna plummet. It's not gonna last long.
I don't think it's going to last.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been watching because this is the last season of Sabrina, and so
Mhm.
been watching that. They've got all these demons, the worst of the worst demons. It's like the worst 9 are coming to Riverdale kind of stuff, but they got to fill it out because they got
Yeah.
episodes. But it's always a fun show. I've always really appreciated their casting. I thought they casted the show really,
Mm.
really well.
And the
Um,
original answer supposed to appear in this season too.
oh, okay. Let's see. What else
You know
did?
what I mean, right? From the
Yes,
sitcom, they're supposed to
yes.
make appearances. Yeah.
Yeah. RuPaul's. This is RuPaul's 13th season. Thank goodness there's something to watch. And it was interesting. This for the first episode, they brought in all 13 girls and they lip synced against each other, and whoever lost went to the pork chop loading zone because Pork Chop was the drag queen, the first drag queen to be thrown off.
Wow.
And even though Pork Chop ended up being pretty popular and pretty well known,
Mhm.
and so did some of the others that got let go first as well. It's something that nobody wants to be in, is the Pork Chop loading zone. So she sends the losers there, makes them get rid of one of the girls because there was 7 instead of 6 because they have 13. And then that was it for the first episode. The second episode, we see the 6 original winners, and then the one that they got rid of from the bottom came into the top. So they had 7 girls. The second episode, excuse me, where they performed to one of RuPaul's songs, and they did like the whole change of outfits, daytime and horror time, that thing. And so and then they didn't send anyone home. And then the third week they did the exact same thing with the other group. And now the fourth week comes in, and it's like the first episode where they're all going to be up against each other again, even though they've actually pretty much separated into the losers and the winners circles. It's going to be interesting. I bet you the producer said, look, we got plenty of time. Go ahead and stretch this out as long as you can.
Mhm.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Most of the people are being paid by episode. They're happy to do it. There's nothing else to do. Well, at that time when they were recording it, because Ross Matthews is still fat, so I'm figuring it was probably in the late summer, early fall when they did this. So yeah, anyway, but it's still, it's an excellent show. I'm always mostly shocked at the talent of the cast. I mean, you could go on Supermarket Sweep and get $100,000 if you know 5 items at the end of the show. Where on here you have to dance, you have to sing, you have to know how to put on makeup and change hairstyles and have a full wardrobe of clothing to wear to become, the winner of the show and get $100,000.
Right.
So, I mean, they work a hell of a lot harder to get this, but you have to. This is the job that's the contest. One of the girls is going, I just can't put on my makeup fast, and then they're like, well, then you're going to lose because you can't spend 4 hours on your makeup.
Right.
Yeah. So fun show anyway. I did watch a new one called WandaVision, which is Disney Plus, and
Yes.
this is with the Wanda and the Vision character. And it starts off where they are living in the Stevenson's house from Bewitched. And I mean, and it has similar furniture though inside to the Petrys from the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Huh.
And at one point almost trips over the ottoman. So it's like they're really playing with the 60s TV shows. And the whole first episode is in black and white. And they've got the nosy neighbor, and they've got the boss who's an asshole, and it's like, okay, what the hell is going on here? Okay, then the second episode shows up because they brought 2 out, and then all of a sudden things are tweaking a little bit. All of a sudden, Wanda finds in the bushes, she finds a drone, but it's in color. So everything else is still black and white, but this drone's in color. And then someone cuts their hand, and all of a sudden it's blood red. And so she's like going, oh God, something's happening. So the show's going somewhere. I just don't know where. But it's got me really intrigued. So
that's exactly what our friend Ouija said. He said, I didn't understand the first episode at all. And then somebody told me watch the second, and he's like, okay, now I can see it's going somewhere, but where, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's so funny. The second episode actually shows up, or starts out with the opening of Bewitched, but instead of her on the broom, it's them flying through the sky. But the same around the moon and across. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. But they do have Kathleen Kahn in it, Catherine Kahn, who I love, and she plays the nosy neighbor. She's kind of a cross between Gladys Kravitz and Millie. So
okay.
yeah, she's the Snoopy best friend that lives next door, and kind of gives the insight on what the neighborhood's going on and doing. So, but it's I can't wait to see more. So, and let's see, basically hockey's back, and which is great for all of our friends who love hockey.
Yeah, that's all three of them.
Yeah, and so, but other than that, it's been, it's been, well, the girls are doing fine. They never got really tall, but they're looking very flowery, which is a good thing. And let's see, we made bread last week. We made French bread.
Yeah.
And we did need to, I will warn people during the wintertime when you need to proof the bread. And that's usually when it sits around for about half hour and rises again. Make sure you're in a room that's like warm, basically like in the high 70s to about 81, because that'll help proof it faster and correct. We were probably around in the high 60s. So our proofing, you could see, when you're watching the British Bake Off and they're looking at the bread and they're going, well, see how it's a little like pressed down here? That's almost raw. It just didn't. Yeah. So anyway, it's so fun, to do that. I mean, I'd never baked bread before, ever. I mean, other than like a frozen loaf, one of those, or, like cornbread or something simple, but this was, anyway, it was fun. And that's been about it though. It's stay inside, keep away from the wind and the coronavirus. So
yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, that sounds like a fun week, huh? Let's see. Well, starting mine out just a few minutes ago, the wind was so crazy that just as I was finishing prepping the show, getting the show prepped, well, there was a big crash outside the window, and all of a sudden it became very light right here. So I looked out, and sure enough, our tarp had just the entire thing had just ripped out all the ties and flipped up over this tree outside, and Lawrence and both the dogs were underneath it. So went out to check on everybody, make sure everything was okay, took some photos, and I sent a picture to the person who put the tarp up, and he's like, those ties should have held. And I'm like, showing him a picture of the ties where they were all just completely ripped apart. So he is actually talking about coming over and putting it back up, and I'm kind of like, why don't you wait till the wind dies down again?
Yeah. That's where you need to start.
Yeah. But the tarp itself and all the rivets, the divots, whatever, they all held together just fine. So it was the ties. So mom update, she is in a rehabilitation facility to get herself stronger, and be able to do the things that she will need to do when she gets home and take care of all that. So I have talked to her a few times, and she is sounding stronger, and she is sounding determined. And I did find out on the off chance that she will be getting her first coronavirus vaccine today. So I'm thankful for that. Yeah, so I just want to thank everybody who sent notes. I got several messages on Twitter and private messages and stuff, sending love to her, and thank you very much. Really, really appreciate that. And one of the things that I'm going to be working on here is, because she's going to need more room, more space in her room, is I'm going to be taking our middle room here and turning it into a crafts area with a long table. So she'll have somewhere to be able to do all her crafts and not have everything kind of jumbled up in her room. And I'll have a little bit more space in that middle room because I'm going to be getting a new neighbor. It has now become next to completely official. The okay was put in that our sweet neighbor in the back, Mr. Doug, will be moving to a different place. And our sweet roommate, Mr. Lurie Dean, will be moving into the back unit.
Who?
Lurie Dean.
Oh, you mean Lawrence?
It is Lawrence or Lurie Dean, but not Lurie. Yes. But I call him Lawrence because I just love big gay names. So yes, he will be moving into the back unit, and that is very awesome. You know, I'm very, very happy about that. He'll be able to have a little bit more privacy, and
A little
I
bit.
will not
Any privacy.
I know, right? Honestly, yeah. But I won't be losing, you know, one of my best friends. He will be still here, and I'm very, very happy about that. Let's see. Did that? Okay, so I'm still on Survivor. I think I'm on like season 21 or 22 now, and I'm taking a break from it because it's just after a fourth fucking season of having to watch them bring back Russell and Boston Rob.
Okay, you leave Russell alone.
Boston Rob, 4 fucking seasons. Like, okay, just fuck off already. I'm so tired of them. I'm just like, I need a break. I need a break from this shit. So I'm taking a break. And well, obviously we talked about Call Me Cat, and I just went back and finished watching To the Manor Born, all 4 seasons and the 25th anniversary special. And it was really great. It was really nice to just like every time I go for like a year or 2 without watching it, and I go back and watch it, I see new things. I catch things that I've never, you know, heard before. I heard so many times that I forgot how good it was. So it was really nice to be able to kind of watch that with fresh eyes. Also, I've been watching the Marvel movies in chronological order. So not like in the order which they came out, but the order in which they would have happened. So like Captain America was the first, then Captain Marvel was the second. I just watched Iron Man yesterday, and next up is Iron Man 2. So
Ugh. Avoid that one.
Iron Man 2, yeah, I understand. I'm gonna watch it just because it's there, and you know, but it was not one of my favorites. It wasn't even one of my I really want to watch you again. So anyway, so that's kind of what's been going on with me. And now we want to remind you to be loud, be proud, be too much, and to be you, because Fat Marker Clothing wants those of us who have been told that we are too much of something to turn those negatives into positives. And you can do that by going to fatmarkerclothing.com and using the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything over there on that site. And it is the 18th, which means that 24 days from now is Valentine's Day. So if you want to grab some cool stuff over there, you better get it in. Although I will say that their shipping was very quick. I had what I ordered in like under a week. So I was very, very happy with the quick shipping. But still, get your orders in. All right, let's check out our advice here. This comes from Dear Prudy at slate.com. Go check them out. And okay, well let's see. I have a wonderfully satisfying job with a small nonprofit organization. I love my coworkers, and more importantly, the cause we advance and the people whose lives we make better. But recently there was an incident with my boss, Mr. Johnson.
Ew.
He's a great leader, and we couldn't function without him. But he's also kind of forgetful and seems we always have and seems to always have his head in the clouds. Mr. Johnson frequently neglects to adjust his wardrobe so that his pants zipper is up after using the gentleman's room.
So this is a penis joke, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Johnson? Yes.
Yeah.
After a meeting we had yesterday, it also seemed apparent that he doesn't always wear underwear, as his bull escaped from the barn. It wasn't intentional or sexual in any way. Every time I see my boss, I can only think about his privates. Sorry. That didn't keep so private. I'm not even sure if he noticed it got out when this happened, as he didn't react or seem embarrassed. Should I talk directly to Mr. Johnson about this, or should I report the incident to his supervisor, or should I just let it go and hope it never happens again?
No, was this person the only one that saw it? It sounds like
it's after a meeting. I have no idea.
Okay, I'd say go to HR.
Really?
Only because you go to the person and it's all the legalities.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in HR, and when it was kind of and then 20 years later, it's everybody's uptight and very there's rules and my penis fell out of my pants by accident. I'm sorry, that's not going to go over well with HR, and it shouldn't. So I would say go to HR. I mean, unless they have a really good relationship with Mr. Johnson and his Johnson, I would say go to HR.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you, because what'll end, I swear to God, what'll end up happening is they'll lose their job before Mr. Johnson will.
Especially
if you don't play it correctly.
Yeah. Being a small nonprofit, they may hire an outside HR firm, so that might be harder for them to do. But if you do have an HR department, absolutely, that is the way that should be handled.
Now, has this person ever had sex with their boss before?
How am I supposed to know? But I would imagine not, if they're that embarrassed by seeing somebody's penis, I imagine this is
if your boss
honestly, I imagine this is
with
kind
their
of
penis hanging out, wouldn't you be like going, "Oh my God, what is this all about?"
Yeah,
you wouldn't be going, "Oh, I bet it was an accident after they peed."
And see, that's why I think this must be like kind of a naive person, because the first thing I'd be all like is, dude, your dick's hanging out. Unless it was really nice, and then I just, watch for a little bit.
See,
but see, that's
what I'm
me.
Talking about. Go to HR.
Right, exactly. So, well, let's see what Mr. Prudy had to say. All right. Oh, yeah. Sweet, absent-minded Mr. Johnson is just so busy making the world better that he often forgets to keep his Johnson in his pants. I've gotten so many letters about nutty people running around nonprofits.
Nutty people? Okay, now, this is getting ridiculous.
Hey, he's writing this stuff.
No.
Let's see, running around nonprofits that I am developing a theory from that this field attracts loons because under the guise of doing good, they get to behave badly. No comment. Normally, when a man realizes he's forgotten to zip up his pants, the humiliation makes him want to secure his fly with a padlock. But there's Mr. Johnson, letting it all hang out day after day, seemingly oblivious. If this guy is really that out of it, I wonder if he has a capacity to be running an organization. Alternately, he may be pretending to be a ding-dong because it's good cover for exposing his ding-dong. Since this has happened more than once, I think it's gotten past the point where somebody needs to quietly mention, Dick, your zipper's down. It's fair for you to go to a supervisor and say you are too uncomfortable to have this conversation with Mr. Johnson yourself, but he needs to be told that wardrobe malfunctions must come to an end. Yeah, I agree.
I think you have to be hard on him.
Well, it can be a sticky situation.
Ew.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's actually a fun advice question. Hey,
I'm
Chubb.
surprised you came up with that one.
Well, I think honestly, if I'm looking at initials right, what this means is that it's.
You came up with that. You came.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Another way you catch the humor.
Yeah. Yeah. It took me a second, right?
A second. I had to repeat it 8 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know your tarp just blew down. You can't think straight.
Yeah, I'm out of it. No, actually, I was pointing out that I don't think that our normal Jeopardy wrote this.
I don't think so either. I'm wondering where they who. Okay, this is a good one.
Yeah.
And you could have done better with the dramatic reading.
Because I don't. Yeah, but I don't think.
Hey, Dick, we don't want to see your wiener anymore. You know?
I was trying, but I was enjoying the letter so much. But yeah, I don't think our dear Prudy would have made all those puns. I think she would have found he would have found them offensive, and
would have wanted more serious tones to this,
and also would have given him this person a diatribe of what to say to them. Yeah.
So I was right.
Yes. All right. Hey, Chubbs, steak or lobster?
Probably steak, because I never get lobster quite the way I want it.
Okay. I would say steak because I'm just not a lobster person.
Have you ever had good lobster?
I question that. I mean, I've had some lobster and been like, oh, all right, well, that was okay. But not to where everybody goes so crazy for it. I have never had that feeling.
Yeah, I've had mostly tough lobster.
Yeah, no. And with a little aftertaste to it. All right. Hey, Chubbs, rain or snow?
Actually, what I would love is I'd love it to start off with a gentle snow that's just falling, and then the entire area is just lightly covered with snow.
Okay.
So I can get a couple pictures on my phone, and then it can rain and wash it all away.
Sounds wonderful to me.
Yeah. I love snow as long as I don't have to drive in it or walk in it or do anything in it except stay out of it.
Right.
Have you ever walked through like fresh snow that's up to about your knee?
Yes.
It is so exhausting.
It is, and especially when you have to walk all the way into town.
Both ways down uphill.
No. I mean, literally, I had to do that, but it's not fun.
And falling in it and slipping, not fun either.
No.
And driving in it when your car, when all of a sudden the back end of your car is going a direction that the front end.
Oh yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I'll tell you, icy roads. Yeah. I have been in a couple cars with that, and it's so fucking scary. All right. Well, moving aside from that scare, let's get into this, which is what's in your lunchbox. And Mr. Moose wrote in and said, I have a blood test in the morning. Checking out how much gravy is in the bloodstream, as Big Fatty says. Eating fairly light tonight. Oven fried chicken again. Country gravy. And steamed green beans. And that is just beautiful. I could probably do without the green beans. Not my favorite, not my favorite vegetable.
Instead of steaming them, what you do is you can actually, I usually steam them for half the time I normally would in the microwave. And then I sear them off with some garlic and butter in a pan. And it's amazing how much better they are.
Yeah.
And salt. You need the salt. But the chicken fried steak, oh my God, chicken fried chicken, yum, yum.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder, do you think he has these patties already pre-made, or is he doing them himself?
I have no idea, but
You know, he's so talented. I would,
yeah.
I mean, if it were you or I'd go, obviously these are pre-made for you, but you know, Moose, I don't know.
And this is oven fried chicken, so I don't know. I imagine he could beat the hell out of it and flatten the chicken breast and bread it up, but
Well, you know, he's got all the equipment and those big arms.
yes. All right. Well,
But we'll find out. We'll
you can
find out.
find that photo over at facebook.com/ChubsGW. Hey, want to tell you about another sponsor. Currently, LGBTQ people of color in America have a disproportionately high rate of HIV infections. Golden Rule Services of Sacramento, along with the HIV Community Planning Council, want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. Pre-exposure prophylaxis, or PrEP, is a medication that is proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. If you think PrEP might be right for you, visit your local sexual health clinic. And if you reside in Sacramento County, California, contact Golden Rule Services at sacgrs.org, and then go and get started on protecting your sexual health. Awesome. Hey, here's some current topics. You ready for this?
Okay.
Mississippi may ban trans people under 21 from receiving health care.
Okay. They need to leave Mississippi.
Everybody with half a heart, shall we say, needs to leave.
Exactly.
Franklin Graham compares Trump's impeachment to Jesus dying on the cross. Franklin Graham wants your money so he can get a second private jet.
Yeah. I mean, these are all rich people who lick each other's buttholes. You know, really. And that's all, you know, and they all do it for the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
You know, I sometimes wonder why I get so annoyed when I'm watching Survivor and there's somebody on there who's all like, my one luxury item is my Bible. And then everything out of that person's mouth for the entire fucking show is somehow attached to Jesus or God. And I get so irritated by it. And I'm like, why am I so irritated by it? I don't care what people's religious or spiritual whatever are, but I get so irritated, and it's because it just feels so constantly fake.
Right.
And I hate fake.
And inconsistent.
Yes.
That's the other thing I hate. You know, I mean, if you're religious, that's fine.
Yeah.
But don't be pick and choose on your issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's either all or nothing. I don't want to hear this. Oh, well, that's different. We look at that differently at my church. Well, that's not the way the Bible says.
Right. Well, and this idiot that was watching on the current season, he's sitting there going, I was put on Redemption Island, and I truly believe that my Lord and Savior wants me to be here. This was his divine plan. And I'm like, you're playing a fucking game for $1 million, dude. Shut up.
You're on a TV show.
Jeez. Anyway,
if they only had Russell Hand on there, that would have been better.
Yeah.
He's my favorite overall character.
Well, that's the thing, though. He is a character, but yeah.
No, I mean,
I'm serious. You know what? He was on this current season. This is the first season they actually voted him off, like permanently. He had to leave the show.
Right.
And he walked in there, and he had the two youngest girls like his disciples. I mean, it was like he was Manson, and they were ready to kill anybody for him. It's weird. It's creepy. But it is a character. I get it.
No, I mean, you just hate him because he's good looking.
I don't think he's unattractive. He's just, I don't know. I mean, there's some villains on the show. Some villains on the show that I don't mind, but he just rubs me the wrong way so bad. Like, they could have voted him out so many fucking times, and they should have, and they didn't. I'm like, are the producers like giving you incentives? Are they pulling the people aside and saying, look,
Okay,
we'll give you
seriously.
$10,000 if you don't vote for him?
No, look, Boston Rob, look how many times he's been on. You still have 3 or 4 more seasons where he's on.
I know I can't stand him. And you know what? The reason that I can't stand him is not his gameplay or anything, but that he's a fucking homophobe. And he is very open about being a homophobe, and that is why I am just like, fuck you. You're a douchebag.
Okay.
All right. Next up, next little story. Well, there's Joe Biden says there are at least 3 genders and shut down a conservative activist. That's amazing. That is really amazing. And then finally, religious leader claims that COVID vaccine turns people gay. Well,
All right. Well, we're going to
there's worse things.
So what's going to happen is we're not going to get herd immunity. We're going to get gay immunity where everyone's gay. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Now we don't have to worry anymore.
We don't have COVID, and we have the whole world looking much brighter and
That's right.
better.
Just think how much better everybody's yards are going to look, and their Christmas trees and
property values go up. It's a win-win.
Well, you remember the old "I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony" the Coke commercial? That's what it's going to be like. We're all just going to be around singing, and there's going to be flowers everywhere, and it's going to be good.
I love that. I love that idea. Yeah, until some queen gets bitter. Anyway. All right, well, that is it. So send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Leave us a comment on chubsgonewild.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/chubsgonewild. Please become a patron of the show over at patreon.com/Matt Burlingame, where you can also check out the new vlog, Queer Effects. Find Tom's movie and TV reviews over at swanandjudd.com for the podcast written word. Find them in iTunes, iHeartRadio, or in print at the Anchorage Press. And find out more about my books over at justkisstheguy.com and check out my other podcast, BigGaySexShow.com. And give us a call at
408-69-CHUBS.
Woohoo! You know, since we rearranged the topics a bit there, it seems like it goes a lot faster.
It did go fast.
Yeah, that was weird. It was just boom.
It's almost like something's got to be missing.
That's what I kept thinking too, actually, but no.
I mean, Stater's going to go, wow, I can actually listen to the show again since it's under, 4 hours.
That we need to fix that then.
What?
We don't need him. Oh, by the way, his birthday was the other day.
Right.
Yeah. So we already, said happy birthday on the show, but I hope that he had a really good day. He got to go watch hockey with Christina.
They went to, did they go to Arizona?
I have no idea. I don't know if they, you know what? That's what was getting me. Maybe they didn't go see hockey. Maybe they
watched it on TV.
I don't know. But they got together, I think, or had a good time or something.
Okay, so
I only half-ass read my Facebook post, so there you go. Yeah, bad journalist. Well,
you're not gonna have me disagreeing with that. So
yeah, when I retired from journalism, I stopped paying attention to everything. It's like it's all rumor now and fake news. All right, we love you all, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.